Afternoon. I have an awesome person here with me today, Mr. Andrew Seeley. He's an embodied heart leader, a yoga artist, and a connection catalyst. He is known for his transformational teachings of self-love that remind students of their true power for transformation and embodied purposeful living. Andrew's creative approach to teaching yoga as a healing art has earned him the role of guiding celebrity clients, spotlight at conscious music festivals, and the opportunity to lead transformative luxury retreats worldwide. He is known globally as a mindful life enthusiast and a wellness activist. Andrew embodies prolific knowledge while positively influencing and empowering his students. Andrew Seeley's teachings aim to answer the question, how can we adapt to create and evolve to sustain? So at this time, I want to say, welcome, Mr. Seeley. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing absolutely wonderful, feeling great in my body, embodied in my heart, and fully bringing forth the manifestation of my reality.
I love your energy, and I'm sure everybody on here is going to love your energy. And I just hope that I can get some of it while you're on here with me. It can transfer to me. We're going to go ahead and start. If you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your story and your journey to how you became this awesome Mr. Seeley that we all see and love.
I think the journey all starts with the beauty of the parents who have the opportunity to raise, your livelihood. It's like two beings come together to create that which is your being, and it's a beautiful intersection of energy. And I feel that my life was formed by my environment. Growing up in between La Jolla and Barbados up until I was around 8 years old, then moving to California and being here ever since. It's been a really incredible opportunity to basically just be rooted in nature. And ever since I was a little kid, I was the kid who was outdoors in nature, running around in the garden, picking up the rocks, looking at what was underneath them. And that's kind of what stemmed my really deep rooted passion for science and understanding body and understanding how the breath moves through the body. And then from there, really getting into nutrition. I studied microbiology at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and then just by way of chance went to my first yoga class ever. And from my first yoga class, it opened up my mind into how the body and mind connection could really amplify anything that you wish to do in your life. And since then, I've been teaching yoga for the last 8 years, and I've been practicing for 10 years. And it's been an incredible journey of having the opportunity to impart knowledge onto others, to help them have the tools to empower themselves and to uplift themselves to a deeper resonance of knowing who they are and what they strive to do in this lifetime.
And so I know I went to, my son was trying to have me go to a yoga class one time. I'm like, oh no, because I had this preconceived notion that you sit and go, and there's so much more. I don't know why, but I didn't. There's so much more. And so I see it said you're a yoga artist. Could you just touch on that just a bit?
Yeah, definitely. I feel that yoga in itself is an art, and it's something similar to cooking in the sense that, there's no specifically right recipe. There's nothing that is completely the only way that it can be done. So with yoga, you can be an artist just as a chef could be an artist in creating incredibly indulgent food that really brings out a certain taste that really brings you to a space where not only do you feel nourished, but you also feel satiated. So yoga for me is the opportunity to be able to bring different poses into a sequence that allow a student to feel uplifted, that allow a student to feel empowered, embodied, and in connection with their breath, their mind, and their body. And I feel that when that happens, it allows the true spirit to shine. And from that, you're basically empowered to be able to create that which is your reality on a day-to-day basis with a deeper connection from your mind, your body, and your spirit.
I heard you say earlier concerning about self-awareness, and you had mentioned about yoga being a very big part of that. Could you explain that? I know in my field, we talk about self-awareness all the time, but it's more or less of a mentality. How
Mm-hmm.
can yoga take us yet to a deeper level of self-consciousness and self-awareness?
I feel that yoga definitely does help to bring forth a deeper sense of self awareness just by the opportunity of sitting still and breathing. And then you find these different postures to be opportunities to bring a deeper sense of resonance of your breath into your body. So when you're in, say, a warrior two, where your arms are fully extended, or when you're in a tree pose, balancing on one leg, you have the opportunity to now embody that position with a deeper sense of awareness of your balance, your breath, how your body feels in that space. Because what yoga does is it taps into the spaces that are uncomfortable. And when we are uncomfortable, that's really when we become hyper aware of our bodies. We can feel into, maybe it's a sensation of stretching, maybe it's a sensation of pain, could even be just a sensation of opening. And when we have those different sensations, it brings forth a deeper self awareness of our body and our mind connection, because we are really just spirit moving through this body. And as all of our cells are working together, it's bringing a deeper sense of connectivity between the energy that's within us and the energy that is all around us.
Wow. Wow. I could talk to you all day. When you said a connection catalyst, and I'm not going to hold you much longer, a connection catalyst, could you explain exactly what that is? What is it you do that will give us the tools and to help us become that higher self?
Yeah, I feel that, when it comes down to it, we're all connection catalysts. It's just how we connect to ourselves and to our spirit that allows us to flow into the world as being our most potent versions of ourselves. And I feel that when it comes down to it, we all have a role to play, or we all have a story to tell, or we all have a purpose to fulfill within this lifetime. And I feel strongly that with the practice of yoga, with the practice of meditation, with the practice of just living a more mindful life, you have the opportunity to tap into these different aspects of you that are meant to shine through. And the more clear that you become as a human being, the more potent that your energy becomes. And thus, the more that people, your reality is able to receive the energy that you're putting out there. And that's when they talk about, manifestation and synchronicities and, like, oh, it's everything was in harmony. It just worked out perfect. I felt so lucky. All it is that your alignment, your attunement with your intention and your action is bringing forth that which is your reality. So that's the key to manifestation, is how can I set up my vibration, my frequency to be able to positively affect my reality? And thus the reality of nature receives what you give and thus gives you exactly what you need to be able to continue to grow.
Wow. Is there a particular place or space where you love to practice yoga with your students other than another place?
Yeah, I am a really big nature kid. I love starting yoga classes on the beach. I love doing yoga, at a hillside or in the grass at a park. I really enjoy yoga outdoors and in nature. I feel that that's really the opportunity to tap back into our breath, to be connected to the sounds of the birds and the bees, and to really just deepen our awareness of what it feels like to be human, because we're not meant to be cooped up in, desk is or sitting at a desk all day, or, cooped up inside of an office building all day. Like, we're meant to be outside. Like, our original nature is like, here with the plants, here's with the trees, exploring, adventuring. And so I think that our environment helps to shape who we are. And the more that we have the opportunity to get out into nature, the deeper that our connection with nature becomes.
Thank you. I thank you. Just one more question.
Hmm.
I see you have celebrity clients, and I know
Hmm.
you have other clients. Is there a particular reason, or is there like a something that you hear, a reason that you hear why most people come to you and want to learn the practice of yoga? Is there one that's higher than another reason?
I would say most people come to me to practice to deepen their awareness of how they're able to manifest the body that they wish to have.
Okay.
Because, people see my practice and I'm doing handstands and, flying people in acro yoga. And they're like, I want to be able to do that. They've pushed their body to a certain place where they've kind of reached a plateau. And when they see my practice, they realize that I don't have a plateau, that I'm, continuously evolving and becoming better. And they look to do the same. So I find that most of my clients are looking to, push their bodies to the place that they feel is uncomfortable, and to be able to do it sustainably, to grow into new art forms of being. And I feel that, whether it's handstands, acro yoga, I even have, a client who's, she's 76 years old, and don't tell her I told her age. She's awesome. And she's been practicing yoga for over 25 years. And she aimed to reach out to me because she was like, I see your practice and I see how meditative it is, how mindful, how smooth and graceful it is. She's like, I don't want to do the handstands. I don't want to do, the crazy inversions. I just want to be more graceful. And so that's what we've been working on. It's like really moving from the center of your being,
Oh.
or from your heart, and really finding the graceful nature of how your breath moves through space. So different people come to me for different reasons, but it's oftentimes because they witness the grace that I embody and they wish to attune with that in their own body.
And I have to say, and I'm going to close, I have to say that watching you, it's almost like you are looking at some celestial being in the air. It just moves. And I saw you one day on Instagram, you were reading a passage, and you're drinking some tea, and you just got up on the table and did a handstand. I'm like, oh my goodness. And it's just like you are, when I see you, and I know I have some work to do on my own body per se, just without clothes on. And I see you just, it's like you're so free. Not only do you have a nice body, but it's stuff, you're just free. I'm not concerned about anything else around me. How, I know people have had to ask you that question before. How do you just stay in that space? We call it meditation, but how do you stay in a space where it's like, I look at you and here I am, me and my students, or here I am, and this is the world, but I'm here. How can we attain that
Yeah,
Andrew Seeley?
uh, I think that it's self-study. Study yourself like you would your favorite book. Study yourself like you would your favorite plant. You are your best friend. You're also your worst critic. So don't be critical of yourself. Instead, be compassionate. Love yourself fully. Learn how to love yourself so that you continue to grow. Just like a plant, if you witness a plant, some people, like, they go out there, water it every day. They make sure it's got the fertilizer. They're pruning it. They're, letting go of the old leaves, making sure that the new fruit grows. Same thing. You want to treat yourself to the best of your ability so that you can continue to thrive. And I think that that's a combination of what you eat, what you drink, what you put in your mind, what you put on your body, and how you move your spirit, how you move your body on a day-to-day basis, how you sit down and meditate, how you feed yourself. If you say grace to the food that you put in your body, it's a deeply integrative experience. And I actually created an app that's all about this. It's meditation, it's food, it gives you a meal plan, it reminds you of when to meditate, it reminds you of different books to read that can up your vibration, and it's called Eat Thrive Yoga, because that's all I'm about: eating good food, thriving to the best of my ability, and practicing yoga. So eatthriveyoga.com, check it out, and that's like my baby right there. That's my gift to the world.
So eatthriveyoga.com. I know we're not live right now, but eatthriveyoga.com. I'm definitely going to look at that because I do know that this is the next level for me. It has to be, I've tried other things, but this has to be it. It just has to be what is one final tool or tip you would give us from you and your wisdom and your expertise and your skill set? What is one tip we could take away? And again, I appreciate you. You can visit his website, www.andrew7seeley.com. He is also on Instagram and Facebook. But again, www.andrew7seeley.com, and
thriveyoga.com.
eatthriveyoga.com. So go ahead.
I would say that I'll give you two golden nuggets. So the first one is from me. It's live light, shine bright. Because I feel that when we live light, when we choose to truly embody light, when we eat light, when we think light, when we are constantly out in the sunshine, allowing our bodies to absorb the light, then we can truly shine bright. And what I mean by that is sharing your heart, truly being embodied in what you're doing. And then second is a quote by Francis Assisi. And he says, first start by doing what's necessary, then do what is possible. And soon you'll realize you're doing the impossible. People always are like, that's impossible. How'd you do that? I'm like, you just start by doing what's necessary, and then you realize that you'll do what's possible, and then soon you'll be doing what is considered impossible, because the only thing that is different from me and you is years of practice. The only thing that really differs us, we all have a very, very, very similar genetic makeup. We're all of the same species. Wow. The only thing that really differs is the practices that we have, the time and the effort that we put into those practices, and what we're putting inside of our bodies on a day-to-day basis. So it's like, body, mind, spirit. How do you want to shape that? You have this beautiful vessel. Now you have the opportunity to shape it to do what you wish.
Wow. Thank you. I love those nuggets. Thank you so much.
Yes, indeed.
Again, he's given you the website for himself, and I'm going to go check out both. I already seen the other one. I'm going to check out the new one. But I want to say thank you so much. I know you're busy, and I love watching you. I love your travel, and maybe one day I can come to California and be a part of one of your
Yeah,
I would love it.
I do retreats all around the world, so feel free, Dr. Ira. Dr. Ira, come through any of the retreats. I've got retreats in Jamaica. I've got another one in Mexico City coming up, and you guys can see all the details on my website, andrew7sealy.com. And, if you're not able to come to a retreat, check out the app, eatthriveyoga.com.
Thank you so much. Have an awesome day. We appreciate your energy and your life.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks for taking the time to interview me. Have a blessed one.
You as well.
Peace. Blessings.